Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Icey Cast with myself, John McKellar, and of course, Jimmy McDermott
Hello.
of Icebox Glasgow.
And my bigger coat today.
In your bigger coat
Yeah.
today.
And I did have tequila last night, but I don't have a hangover, so I'm like sans glasses. So you can see my eyes now, and they're not like fucking wee tiny pinholes.
They're always like wee tiny pinholes,
Shut up.
mate.
Shut up, mate.
You basically live in like varying states of like drunkenness. To be
Yeah,
fair, you don't.
yeah.
Like,
That's some people have to do things to get through life, John. So that's it.
God knows I've done plenty.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about names of games again.
Yep.
And it's the letter J, which
Another hard
last time out, 2 weeks ago, we were saying, I's like the most hard letter.
I thought they'd be more for J though.
Yeah, so did I. We managed to find a few, but it was more of a struggle.
Yeah, we didn't have we basically didn't have much of a choice. Usually we get a lot of games. I could pick the best at a few. Luckily, the ones that we know that we could pick, we've played this time. Whereas for it was like, fuck me, you'll just have to throw whatever games there is there. This one's actually it's
playing 15 minutes. Yeah, ISS 64. So
that's it. Just so you know, it's it.
Yeah.
But there's a couple here that we have played, so it's not as bad. I just assumed that Jai would be a better fucking letter, so it wasn't.
Yeah. Before we do, let's have a wee quick catch up. What you've been up to since? Well, no, last week, but 2 weeks ago, because obviously last week's episode was
2 weeks ago. No, actually, much mate. Throat infection, chest infection, chest infection. Just a way to shit, basically.
Yeah.
It's that time when you wake up in the morning, you just think, "Oh, my body's turned against me." That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like my body just absolutely turned against me. So,
and you son of a bitch type twist, like you
turned the throat against me. Turned the throat against me as I'm running up the road. It was quite bad though. Like I fucking hated it. Asthmatic all my life. Just cough a lot. Just seem to be more prone to throat infections than anybody else. So
I, like you, also have asthma.
Yeah.
We're a fit bunch here.
We are a fit bunch.
Icebox Glasgow.
Healthy boys.
The healthy boys. We that sounds like some kind of like right wing militia.
It does, doesn't it? Healthy. We should get that hat. It's just black hats and healthy boys.
Healthy boys.
And like AR-16s or whatever. So I don't know, guns. AR-16 is
equivalent we could get here, like a super soaker.
A baseball bat probably is.
There
we go.
We've got some armaments already. I play baseball. I'm not like.
It doesn't just beat people up. Yeah.
No, just that. So yeah, like. I've also had allergy and I also have asthma. Every time one of us gets a cough, like it's mere a cough.
It's merely a cough. It's sit down and shut up cough, basically. It's the
same with me with hay fever. Like I get hay fever. Some years I get it worse than others, but when I get it worse than most people.
And I get more nervous coughing now after COVID because you're on a bus and you cough, every cunt looks at you. Like every cunt looks at you. Tried having a coughing fit in a subway. Jesus fuck.
Just be like,
lynch you off it.
Half of you cunts don't even believe in it.
I know, especially you.
Aye. You thought it was a whole cunt.
So everybody essentially thinks you've got COVID.
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to stifle a.
Just like I've got lung cancer, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But if you stifle a cough too long, you look like you want to stab a bunch of people.
Or you do that thing where you go.
Yeah. Oh god, the fart burp.
And it just.
It just goes at one time.
It goes sideways.
I'd rather not shit myself when I'm somewhere as well. So that'd be quite good. Because that's just a steel container, a smell. So I'm not up for that at all, mate.
Like. And so like we basically be both sick last week. You've been sick basically the last fortnight.
I don't mean sick as in cool.
Yeah.
I don't mean like doing sick moves. No. I mean actually sick.
Yeah.
So
we're kind of both sick in the heads as well. But that's
a wee bit
issue. Well, it helps being sore. Yeah. So we're recording this on the 29th of April.
Yeah.
So a week ahead. Hamza Yusuf.
Has resigned. I know.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think SNP are fucking imploding and exploding, and just I mean the trouble with SNP is we're losing a lot of the non-fanatic folk as well now. SNP obviously as a party vying for independence always was going to attract a certain type of fanatic to the cause as well. The old SNP done a kind of good, almost good job of trying to root them out and trying not to put them in positions of power. But Hamza Yusuf just honestly, I didn't really like him. He fucked stuff up right at the end there. I think the Green thing was a bad idea. Certainly no, I mean, don't bring them in and then just go by the way he's sacked, essentially. Like, he done it all wrong.
Yeah.
And if he's not smart enough to have known that this is going to cost me his job, then he's not smart enough to have a fucking job in the
I
first
have to
place.
say, though, as a long-time Green supporter and a former member of the Green Party, I'm not particularly happy with the pettiness that they handled it with. Saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, we're going to vote against you in this vote of confidence." I get that
To be
Yusuf
fair,
isn't great, right?
he's not great,
not.
and I
He's
wouldn't.
actually,
I'm not
on
confident in
balance,
him.
very
Yeah.
poor. But the alternative is much worse.
Well, now we're looking at who we're looking at now. Oh fuck, I forget his name.
I saw somewhere that John Swinney might
John
be
Swinney was
coming up.
one. John Swinney's they went through all the politics chat with him. They were
Mm.
like, "Oh, he's a safe pair of hands." Not John Swinney's just kind of bored, middle of the gun. He won't try and push any good policies or anything through because he won't try. He won't want to upset either the left or the right of the party.
Mm.
You need somebody who's going to fucking update stuff quite hard. John Swinney's not the man for that. Luckily, a couple of the crazy ones have said that they will not be standing.
Good.
Katie, whatever her fucking name.
Kate Forbes.
Forbes, she said she's not standing.
She is unhinged.
But she had been tipped to get the job, but even she's went, I'm not for it.
Yeah.
Now, if Katie Forbes thinks something's a fucking poison chalice, that kind of tells you how bad it is. Like, if she's looking at something going, that's not for me, then that means it's quite bad. I feel sad.
I think she probably has been, she either knows deep down or has probably been advised that if you take the job at this particular time, you're going to say something.
Yeah, and it'll fuck
It's
done. It's done.
That's going to offend so many people.
Yep. It's not a safe job for anybody to take,
No.
Certainly no way let an election looming and stuff. So,
do we need to call an early Scottish general election, you think?
I don't think we have to.
Obviously, like, legally speaking, we don't, but do you think that they should?
Honestly, I don't know. Because the way the country is just now, again, that like the country's not in a good place just now.
What I'll say is,
I think it could hurt them more.
What I'll say is, I think that they should.
Yeah, I think they should, but I also don't think it'll help many.
I think that it should be mandatory that they do so. They have changed leaders, and then that leader has now resigned. So now they're going to change leaders for a second time. Now, if the Tories do that in Westminster, most Scots have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And rightly so, because it's undemocratic.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Sunak, for instance, he has never had a mandate to govern, not a proper one, at least, no an actual. Like, he has never had the backing of the people in any sense. He lost the leadership election to fucking Liz Truss.
Yeah.
And then
stepped back, so there was no cunt else who was there.
And then by default, sort of slipped into the trap door.
They slipped into your DMs, into the DMs of the country.
And so, when it happens up here, we have to be consistent and do the same. I think it's outrageous if the SNP don't call an early Scottish general election like they know.
Yeah, I don't think
it should have been announced earlier on when he was resigning.
I
think it's outrageous. I think it's disgraceful because that's no democracy.
I think there's going to be a bit of swing because of all this fucking stuff. There's going to be a bit of swing towards one, the Greens, and two, Labour.
That's the worst part.
Labour should never get fucking back in again. No Labour as they stand. Old Labour, I voted Old Labour, but as they stand, like, no, they should not be allowed anywhere near fucking power.
Scottish Labour should have been dead and buried for good after 2014.
Yeah, I think they kind of, like, hopefully up here they kind of are. It's quite hard to get back up here once you fucked out the populace.
Unfortunately, I don't see as many people going to the Greens as you do, because the Greens have prioritised, I think, a lot of things that.
Yeah, I mean, and the people that are Green voters anyway are still Green voters. Yeah. They don't really attract more folk, sadly.
Like, we need to be prioritising feeding and clothing people. Yeah. Making sure the NHS operates properly.
We should have been doing that anyway. We've not fucking done that. So
I think if you do that for everybody and people become generally happier, the other stuff falls into place.
Yeah.
Although Patrick Harvey did make a really good point the other day when he was talking about the withdrawal of the Butte House Agreement, saying that, like, basically Yusuf has kowtowed to an element in Scotland.
That's the right element, he's right. Yep.
That has deliberately cultivated all this kind of war on wokeness nonsense. Yep. The whole wokeness thing has become so nonsensical.
But it's just tired now. It's like,
oh, that's too woke for me. And it's like, that's not what woke means. Like, woke was like a term about anti-racist white people.
Yeah.
That's basically what woke meant.
And anything even if woke did mean what they think it means. So
anti-fascist.
Is woke apparently. So
like bordering on fascism is woke.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah. You know what? Because if it's one or the other, then I'm woke.
I mean, you look at an insufferable cunt like Linehan, right? constantly, and I mean
Horrible
constantly,
little bastard.
bleating about how cancelled he is.
Yeah.
No,
Everywhere.
there's a very simple but glaring flaw in that logic.
We can hear
He's
you.
constantly
Yeah, we can hear you
complaining
bleating.
in a public forum about being
It
censored.
was on Mumsnet. Mine's complaining
Oh,
about it
he's
as well. You're like, Jesus fuck me, don't go on Mumsnet. That's really. If you have to go on Mumsnet to have a wee cry, then you are really scraping the barrel there.
It's like the equivalent of being like, well, I know you're about what I'm at in an argument, you know what I mean? It's like you've instantly lost the fucking argument.
Yeah.
He's people like him, J.K. Rowling, all these fucking whatever happened to live and let live?
We don't do that anymore, mate.
Whatever happened to just like being nice to people?
Yeah, don't do that either.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't agree.
These are all old things, mate.
It's like, whatever happened to be able to have a disagreement with somebody about something? It can be something fundamental, but still being pals.
Whatever happened to the likely lads?
It's like you said earlier, it's tiring.
It's tiring.
It's just exhausting.
Like, I don't even like. You know yourself. I love an argument on Facebook. Fucking love it. I can't be asked with it anywhere because you're arguing with the same people. And there's a couple of things I've actually been like, I've had this argument with the same person before. They're just they don't take anything away from it, and I just can't be asked with it anywhere.
I was reading a thing on Facebook. Right, it was like a petition about the Rwanda thing, and all this fucking basically Nazi-esque shit that the right wing Westminster government are trying to pull, which is again is a violation of international law.
That is, they don't care.
It's international crime. It's a crime against humanity.
Yep.
And they don't give a fuck, right? So that there should be the first red flag.
And they just went and made a law that says Rwanda's safe. You can't just go make a fucking law that lies about something. It's not safe at all.
Like they have to.
They still torture gay people. How the fuck is it safe?
They don't offer any. They don't feel the need to offer any proof because the media.
But the Tories have paid them so much money that they have to. That's it. It's just a case of we've paid so much money to that we actually have to fucking date now. And I mean, the Tories are monsters anyway.
Sunak should get his wife to foot the bill because she's made the money.
Aye.
And we shouldn't have to put up with this. It's ridiculous.
Well, he's been the richest prime minister we've ever had in our life.
Yeah. He might be rich in terms of his bank account, but he's morally bankrupt.
Yeah.
He's got no soul whatsoever.
He's a Tory.
So he's got as much soul as he has mandate to fucking govern.
Anyway, that's the letter J. Thanks everybody.
I was actually what was in the middle of saying there? I've lost it now. I've lost it. I was in the middle of saying something.
Was something anti-Tory though? I was anti-Rwanda. I was anti-flying people in planes.
I was on Facebook, and fucking. It was the whole it was like a petition, don't let them pull us out of the ECHR and don't let them do this Rwanda thing. And somebody was like, oh, I think I'm all for it. We should be looking after our own before we do anything else.
They don't.
And then I just put, they don't fucking do that either. And then it's like, it's not a zero-sum game.
Do you give money to them then?
No,
they don't.
It's not a fucking zero-sum game to be kind to people. You should be kind to everybody.
Yeah, you do everything. That's exactly it.
They're called superpowers for a reason. They have basically infinite influence, and they should be using that to make peace in the world.
Laser eyes and shit.
No. They should be using that to make peace in the world instead of selling fucking weapons to people that are completely unhinged.
Money and peace, man.
And want to kill people.
Money and peace.
Money is just paper and numbers on screens.
I know these people.
They're fucking psychotic.
Yeah, they're psychotic. That's how they get power.
Politicians are just a bunch of self-serving, opportunistic bastards. A lot of them. SNP, Labour, Tory, even the Greens to an extent. Some of them are probably less so than others, and the ones that aren't, they get weak quite fast. Like Jeremy Corbyn, he was fucking hounded out of the Labour Party for no reason other than he wanted to make things slightly better for people.
Yeah,
because he thought that it wasn't a good idea to like go to war with people like the IRA. You know, he was like, let's talk about things and make peace like diplomatically.
No.
We shouldn't be diplomatic with terrorists. Like, who are you saying is a terrorist? You know what I mean? Like,
if he wants peace, he's a fascist.
Aye. Oh, he doesn't sing the national anthem. He's got a right, no he? He's got every right, no he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I want to sing a fucking national anthem either. Fuck that.
Nobody should have to do anything.
Yeah.
Ironically, it's these fucking freedom fighters that are like, oh, this guy doesn't do that and that, so he's not a patriot. Like, yeah, I'm not a patriot.
That could be the link.
Why would I be a patriot when people like you are the fucking standard?
That could be the link with this podcast, though, because Jeremy Corbyn's letter J.
That is.
That's your link, guy.
See, you learn for the best, sunshine. Your segues are getting better.
Yes.
Before we do, we have one other bit of business. The new camera, mate. We're doing the short.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Aye, we're doing it. If any of you have seen my ranting and fucking raving online, is because the camera that we use is a really good camera, but something broke, and I wasn't sure what bit of the new stuff that I'd bought had broke. So I bought batteries. charger, a couple of bits and bobs. I've got mic. I've got a wee mic for it, and I bought a mic. Mic works fine. The mic just plugs into the side of it, and it just gives it an extra wee boost. I've bought a wee light in case we need it. A wee extra light, no, you just got just in case it's needed. Might not need it, but fuck it, might as well have it. But I was desperate to get either a battery online or a charger or something so I could work out what part of mine just broke. And basically, because I'm a tight bastard, I didn't want to have to buy both again. But I took it, I bought one, and it turns out it was a battery that was fucked. And batteries are commonly, as far as I've been made aware now, sometimes you get a battery and it can work for a couple of years and then just go. Sometimes ghosts steal energy for your batteries. Yeah, ghosts just take energy all the time. So it could be a ghost, or it could just be my bad storage of batteries that I find
It
as
might
well.
be,
So,
actually. How you probably storing batteries above radiators isn't a good idea.
and I did go a bit cheap on the battery as well, and that's what I was told.
Is it a Bula cell rather than a Duracell?
Pretty much was it had some sort of Chinese name that I couldn't even read, and he probably even spelled the name right, like it'd been written on the fucking crane. But I was like, see, for the basically I saved £4 rather than just getting it. So I was like, buy the bullet, I'll spend the extra £4, I'll get a new one delivered, and it was fine. So that's a wee lesson to be learned there for future. Just spend that extra wee bit and just get the right thing. Aye. So that's us. We're kind of getting ready again.
Do you know what would facilitate you being able to do that, mate? If people subscribe to your Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon.
At patreon.com/iceboxglasgow. You can sign up for £3. £3 a month. And that's £3 a month.
That's less than it costs for one of these.
Exactly. So if one of you subscribed for 1 month, right, that's £3.
Yep.
He would almost be able to buy a battery.
A good one. Yeah. Like a good battery. Because that £3 is extra £4.
So basically you're spending less than the price of a battery.
So now you're also going to see me upload. If you're on the page, you're going to see him upload a lot of fucking nonsense. Just because I'm testing, I'm feeling it out, getting used to the controls and that again, because it's good camera, good video camera as well. And it's just trying to get used to all the buttons and all the wee bits on it. Because when I had it in my horn, it looked like when I seen it going to work, felt like an alien thing because it was all not like that. And I was like, oh fuck me, I forgot how to use this. Gives me an icebox.
And then it just got bigger and bigger. And then your ceiling just fucking.
But the last time I used it properly was Icebox. That's how long ago since I've used a video camera like that.
It's crazy that it's almost 2 years now.
Yeah, actually, it's fucking it's mental. It feels like longer, but at the same time, when you say 2 years, you're kind of like, fuck me.
It feels like it was sooner ago. That's not really a good.
It feels like the thing.
It feels like more time has passed since it closed than since it opened. Weirdly. It feels like it opened really recently, but it feels like it closed a long time ago.
Yeah, it does feel like it's closed a long. It is a strange thing.
I think just because of the nostalgia that we probably feel for that period of time in early 2000s.
That is it. That is exactly it.
And then we've done so much since as well, like the unit, and then we've been at the Barras and everything else. So. But yeah, like the short term's coming soon. He'll probably be sticking some cool stuff up on Patreon.
Yeah, I'll be putting stuff up. Yeah, you'll get a lot of wee bits because I'm testing how to shoot good film essentially. So you'll be getting a lot of wee bits of me putting up, testing transitions.
We'll also fire some behind the scenes stuff there, short films shooting.
Just me having a shit really.
Or just us stopping to eat pizza.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about stuff. And we'll do that on
hobos in the street.
We'll put that on Patreon.
Yeah.
It's probably worth mentioning because this is going out afterwards. Last Monday night, shortly before the Icey cast, this or that episode came on Facebook, you would have popped out the Luminous video teaser.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. So going to that, it's just search for Luminous essentially on Facebook. You'll see us posting. We've shared on the page and that as well. So teaser video up. That's an album that we're putting out with Andy Isaacson. We're helping with the promotion side and that as well. It's such an epic, great album. Andy's also been working on music for some of the shots that we're doing.
Yeah. The thing is, man, like I heard a rough version of this record like 4 years ago.
He's been working on it for 10 years.
Yeah, and it was sounding fucking amazing then.
The man's just because he's so obsessive with how it sounds.
To think about what he's probably done with it since, and knowing Andy as well as we do. Like, I can't wait to hear it. I think it's going to be...
There's also so much in it that there's no way this could get played. Like, this couldn't get played on stage with a band.
Yeah.
There's no way. You'd need, maybe 30 or 40 people.
Yeah, I know that previously he's told us that it was almost kind of liberating for him, knowing that he was never going to have to.
Couldn't I didn't have to do it. You would need a full orchestra. You'd need about 15, maybe 20 musicians on the actual stage. There's so many, but he's used really good backing singers. Like he's got professional backing singers in for different bits. We'll put up all these details on the page as well because there's really good stuff. We can actually do a podcast on this album.
I think we probably will.
Yeah,
I think that's an idea. We're going to.
It's an epic album.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to join us for it, but if he could, that would be amazing. If not, we'll.
If not, we can just do the review
we'll try
anyway.
We'll try and get some words for him at least that we can redo it. But yeah, Andy, if you're watching, join us on the show if you can. If you can't, tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah, that's it.
Do a proper review of it because it's going to be. I can't wait for it. Precarious Karma's the name of the record.
Yeah.
And
Precarious Karma, Tales of the Absolute, I think it's called.
Tales of the Absolute.
It's got a full. There's many in the name basically.
Yeah. Is that? Imagine that was the only thing you changed the last.
That's it. He just left it. Just kept going.
Precarious Karma is going to be working for me, and then it's just had a wee like moment and went. I'll add Tales of the Absolute to the end of the name. Finished.
Yeah.
Then he's just sat on it for 4 years.
That would actually be great. Just sat staring at the screen.
Yeah. Just like that. It's genius.
Love it.
Just turning to his wife. Like, it's genius.
That's genius.
James Pond 2, codename Robocod, is the first game that I wanted to talk about today. It's I played it for Mega Drive. It's like a platform game. I don't know if you ever played James Pond.
I've played it, yeah. I don't know if I played James Pond 1. I'm pretty sure they're probably interchangeable games, James Pond and James Pond 2.
I don't think there's too much.
I don't think there's probably that much. I remember it being kind of really enjoyable play, but also kind of comedy in the style from Jim. That kind of kooky kind of stuff.
It's quite similar to Earthworm Jim. You play as like a fish, obviously. He's James Pond. And
so it's a guy in a pond naked, isn't it?
So it's basically your standard platformer. You have to fight. I think they're called minis, and like so it starts outside. Like you start off in this kind of like stage where it's like Santa's workshop, right? And then there's like different doors into different rooms, and that's your stages.
Right. Okay.
And basically you go into the stages, you do the stages. And the thing about Robocod or James Pond is that he doesn't have like attacks basically. Well, sure attacks, but there's two kind of main things.
The first one he didn't really have.
Yeah, you jump on things, and then he has this ability where he can stretch his body, like to like as high as it goes, like as high as the screen goes. So like you use the stretch to like attach yourself to stuff, almost similar to Dynamite Heady with the way that he fires towards things that can swing. And that's basically it. Like, and it's quite a fun game.
So is it all set underwater? Because surely he would die. No, otherwise, no. So. He would just die. It'd be dead fish. Just
maybe he's. I mean, he walks about on his.
That's true.
So
when he died,
that's true. Like a mutant fish.
Yeah, that is true. So it's the kind of fish that you would scream if you see him walking along the road towards you at night. Just on his big flippers.
I've seen this. I come from Hill's Helmet.
Jesus, that's fair. Okay.
I've probably slept with worse.
Oh, God. God, that's horrifying. Thanks, John, for that image.
I'm sorry. I don't mean that.
So what was it for? Was this Mega Drive, you said?
Was it for the Mega Drive? I think it came out in the SNES as well.
I'm sure it was multi-platform. I'm pretty sure it was.
Different platforms. Now, interestingly, in the UK, Penguin Biscuits was licensed in the game. There were Penguin Biscuit advertisements, and I was reading earlier today that Penguin saw a massive increase in sales after
because
James
of
Bond
that.
came out.
My God.
To the point that they outsold Kit Kats for every time. Kit Kats, the nation's breakfast.
That's mental.
Yeah.
It seems weird then that they kind of just, because they're not really a brand that you see in a lot of
Penguin
stuff.
is not a biscuit that people immediately go, oh, fucking Penguin. I do like a mint penguin, though, to be fair.
It does seem weird that they never kept up this branding then, like kept just firing it at games and stuff.
They should have just been like, right, James Pond is our mascot.
That's their thing. Aye, let's have another one, just fire them out. And if James Pond 1 and James Pond 2 are kind of saying, you could have done that 4 or 5 fucking times, let's face it. I would
love a current gen stab at James Pond.
Right, okay.
Somebody needs to
like they've done with the Taz games and that.
Somebody has to get on that and do a sequel. Like they did with Crash Bandicoot, about time.
Was it Taz? It's Crash Bandicoot.
Aye, they did it's
totally
about
remastered
time.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they did the remaster trilogy and then they brought out the 4th game. So there is like a newer...
Oh, there's a newer game as well? Right, okay.
Yeah, on PS4.
I don't know. I found the first game
was
so
PS5?
fucking...
Maybe PS5.
I found the first game so fucking difficult with points in it. Like really
Crash
difficult.
Bandicoot.
Aye,
Do you mean the original version or the
the original one. But I don't play the remastered ones.
Yeah,
the
because I've
original
heard that a mate of mine said that the remaster was like way more difficult than the
ones.
original.
Fucking hell. Okay.
Um,
Not made for Jamie then, is what you're saying.
no,
Jesus.
it actually says that on the box. It
Not
says
made for
warning,
Jamie's.
warning,
That's fair.
Jamie should not
That's
play
fair.
this if he values his
Sanity in life.
sanity. Yeah.
I don't. I don't value my sanity in any way, shape, or form.
So that became obvious to me a long time ago.
I'm sitting in a shed.
You're sitting in a shed with me, you people. Aye, sad state of affairs,
I
man.
just sit in a shed.
Aye,
Yeah.
sad state of affairs, you're in. But yeah, James Bond, there isn't too much to talk about, really.
Probably not for James Bond, though,
It
because
is a fun game.
it's a fun game. It's very colourful.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's fast paced. You've got the horizontal and the vertical. What's not to love? You know?
Sure. You want me to ask? Is that a question? I don't know. What's not to love about it?
What's not to love, Jamie?
I don't know. Giant fish, no guns. I'm sure he's even posing with a gun in the front of the box as well, but you don't have a gun in it.
You don't have a gun.
Yeah, that's kind of false advertisement.
Mm-hmm. It's like
biscuits.
It's like the Rambo game where I think he had a knife.
Right, okay.
And you don't have a knife, it's just like a shitty wee gun that you have.
Right, okay.
Or it might be the other way around.
Actually, I love the Rambo game.
It might be the other way around, actually, where you have he has like a big machine gun on the cover.
I guess you get a knife. Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Let's move on then, man. You wanted to talk about Judge Dredd, which you believe was
it was a light gun, PS1 light gun. It was
Time Crisis.
Aye, pretty much. Aye. I remember it was
like
one
Die Hard
of the first
2?
ones I had. Was it Die Hard 2?
Die Hard 2, yeah.
That one with the light gun.
Die Hard is the one that's got the kind of. It's like an isometric view, I think, and you go up the floors of the tower.
Aye, so it is.
It's good. The first one's good. Second one's
you get a Die Hard trilogy as well.
The third one is the third one's the crazy taxi-esque driving one.
The driving one, which I didn't really like. It's not very good. It's quite hard.
It's really insanely unrealistic time limits
as well. So, as I remember.
Yeah, it controls with a vengeance.
For fuck's sake.
That was terrible.
That
Jamie,
was awful.
Listen, right, 90% of your joke is the setup.
Right,
you fucked me on it, right? So just...
I fuck you on that, was that it? Aye. So I fucked your terrible joke.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is why the first, I love Judge Dredd games.
We'll talk about Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, aye. He's a DJ, mate. BBC someone, aye. Judge Jules, sorry. Judge Jules light game. Basically, it's the first light game.
Is Judge Jules one of the good DJs or one of the kind of?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't actually know.
Was it Tim Westwood?
Because
I remember hearing about Tim Westwood like 20 years ago, and I didn't just like as a DJ. DJs, I don't listen to DJs. And then the next I ever heard with him was that Lemmy thing when he's talking about I want my joints back, baby, and Lemmy just taking the absolute piss.
But also, how can anybody look at him and go? And no think, there's got to be some bad stuff.
Aye, and then the next I heard of him was basically, apparently he's really problematic. So Judge Jules.
Judge Jules.
Prefer Judge Judy.
I don't know anything about Judge Jules or Judge Judy. We should make him fight once.
Judge Judy Shindlin. She used to be a family court judge for like 30 years. Then she became a TV star. Would you like to know anything else about Judge Judy?
I would not. No, I would not. I know you've watched quite a lot of Judge Judy.
Quite a lot is a massive understatement. We could probably do. We could probably
Judge
do
Judy special, basically.
In fact, you know what? It's my show, so we are going to do a Judge Judy podcast. We're going to do an entire episode dedicated just to Judge Judy. Whenever we know here, Judge.
I hope you're fucking happy.
Judy.
Yes, he's wrote. We know it.
What's the date? 6th of May.
And he's doing math.
6th of May. 13th of May. You're lucky I can't do maths.
40 minutes later.
So we'll schedule that in for the 3rd of June.
Does this mean I have to watch a Judge Judy then?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
We're going to talk about Judge Judy on the 3rd of June.
But right now we're talking about Judge Dredd, John.
We are, in fact,
and it was a good
Judge
light.
Dredd.
I actually thought this was the first lightsaber. I thought this was the first light gun one I had. But
I'd imagine you gave Judge Dredd a lightsaber.
That'd be mental. Aye, that'd be fucking mental.
Was it Stallone? Was it like the Stallone movie tie-in one? Or was it just like a standalone Judge?
No, it was just a standalone one, just standalone itself. And it had quite bad. Do you remember like, Operation Wolf, the way the baddies jumped into it had that, but they were
almost like they're like targets.
Yeah, but they were murdered. Sometimes they come up and they popped up. Sometimes they ran in. Sometimes they just popped up for shit.
Were they that way where it was like, was it Sega CD, where like the cutscenes and they're like.
Some of them,
like the bad guys in Batman Forever, like they're almost they're like real film, but stuck into like the 2D.
That's when they thought that was a cracking idea. They did that, and they thought everybody will love this, and it worked. That worked well for seeing you got the horror games, the Seventh Guest, and all that kind of stuff. Worked really well for them because it always done the cutaway movie bits, but it didn't work well for like tie-in action games. It was just looked fucking stupid. It looked like the way they thought in the past virtual reality would be. Like, and couldn't be like, this is so lifeless. It's no, mate. It's no, just let it go.
Mind you, life did look a bit different back then.
That's fair. But I remember having, like, I thought this was the first light gun game I had, but I actually knew that I think back, I had Operation Wolf light gun for the original PlayStation, for the original, I think it was a Spectrum 128K.
It was Duck Hunt was a...
Duck Hunt was a one, Commodore 64, I think that was it.
It was in the NES, I think.
NES as well. I think it might
That's
have been
the one that had the big orange gun.
It was, but I remember having like Operation Wolf, and I remember like this is such a good that's the future of gaming. With back
it's mad because like see when you look at like back in the States, obviously like in the early days of gaming, a lot of the games light guns were just fucking, they were guns. And then you look at the kind of UK counterparts, and it's all like orange
just
guns because like, you're like we can't have people playing real guns.
We can't help that because the class is reproduction then, if it looks too much like a real gun. And chances are here you'd be like, I'm just going to go and rob something. This was quite real. So I remember that because that's how toy guns are now in the shops as well.
They always have to be orange bit.
Orange bit, and they're usually bright colours, or usually bright yellow or pure white or something like that. They're never like silver now because you just can't do it anymore. So, I Judge Dredd. I loved it. I thought it was a really difficult game. I think it was more because the light gun was not the best. Like you thought you were aiming at somebody, you thought you were going to thing with somebody, and it just absolutely did not. But I loved it. That's probably the most amount of games I think I've ever had was for my original PlayStation. I had all the Final Fantasy, all that kind of stuff as well. But Judge Dredd was up there, and then there was another Judge Dredd, I think, for the PS2 that came out. That was your standard shoot 'em up kind of scroll type thing. It was done more like you remember. It was done more like a kind of Doom way, where you were running a bit. That was a new Judge Dredd after that. But this one I preferred. It's just for me. It's got a lot of nostalgia. I really liked the light gun aspect. Love holding something big and long in my hand, mate. So
it's too easy.
It's just too easy. Just walking right in the door of that one. And that's why Judge Dredd is. And like Judge Dredd is one that obviously we'll say Jay was hard today, but Judge Dredd was an easy choice to pick for that, and I'm just glad that it was one of the ones that was there that was like, I fucking played that and I loved it. So yeah, that's it. That's my pick.
So our last game this week was very easy for me to pick. I think I had basically decided I was going to
I honestly knew this was going to be one of your picks.
I mean, the only question would be what one's he going to pick?
Really?
I wanted to go Jurassic Park Rampage Edition because it's a classic. It's an old style 2D platform game.
Right, okay.
Where you can play as either Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park or as a Velociraptor.
Oh.
I've completed it way back in the day as both. It took me like probably 2 years.
You don't know the shit as a Velociraptor though? Do you get to use a gun? Velociraptor arms.
As I remember, like as a Velociraptor, you just kind of jump up on stuff and bite people.
That seems fair. That's all you need to do, really. So.
Yeah, so you're kind of avoiding their gunfire, and then you just.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember the last sequence. You get chased. You're on like a wee raft, and you get fucking chased at very high speed. The current of that water must be like insane.
And raft's something very good for really fast stuff. So.
If I remember rightly, was like all red, and you get chased by a T-Rex, just a T-Rex heat.
Right.
And you're fucking rafting along.
Okay.
And it's
so what is he on? Is he on a giant raft behind you?
Maybe he's doing a Escape PLA and he's on a surfboard.
Oh, that'd be good. That would be good. Or just like crazy, like what if he's on the same raft?
Yeah, or maybe he's got the same ability that guy from International Karate's got.
Oh, that could be good. Yeah, quite like
just
that.
Just fly kick and
up for that.
But I'm not going to talk about Jurassic Park Rampage Edition though.
Right, okay.
I'm going to talk about Jurassic World Evolution.
Right.
For the PS4.
A world builder.
Basically, it's kind of like a theme park style.
I mean, it's Dinosaur Sims. That should tick all your fucking boxes right away. So if somebody comes up and goes, "Here, I've got an idea for the game. What about Dinosaur Sims?" You'd be like, "Fucking."
What about theme park world?
Theme park world with dinosaurs.
But it's Jurassic Park, and you're like, "Mate,
you son of a bitch."
I'm there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think the first one came out 2018, I believe. and it's got like a story mode, and it's also got a sandbox mode.
Yeah.
So you do the story mode, and Jeff Goldblum himself is in it. So that's
Right.
just immediately like, yes, Dr. Malcolm,
Yeah, that's fair.
best character
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
book.
okay.
Best character in the book goes to a whole nother level in the film because Jeff
Because it's
Goldblum.
him. Yeah, it's Goldblum, that's it.
So it's great to have him there talking away to you while you're doing your thing. And like, there's certain things you'll do where he'll be like, aye, that works. You know what I mean? Like, that's always worked when we've tried to do that before. He's like got the same kind of sarkiness about him. And then you've got like teams. So you've got the science team, you've got the entertainment team and the security team. And like they give you different goals today while you're doing other parts of the story mode. And like, so like the science woman, she'll be like, like go dig up this dinosaur so that we can create this species.
It, right, okay.
And then like the entertainment guy will go like, yeah, it'd be really entertaining if you took that dinosaur.
With it had 4 dicks.
Yeah, aye. And like made it
sticks with you, stop it, mate.
And made it fucking how can we tear a wee hole in the fence, get a wee bit extra aggression and see what happens.
Okay.
Like then the security guy will be like, like create 4 raptors that are also android fucking transformers.
Oh, so then it's up to you morally to choose what
you can choose.
Do you always go with the 4 dicks version?
No. I like to look after my dinosaurs, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I take care of them as best I can. I often just won't do even the science stuff if I feel like what she's asking me to do is too much. I'm just like, no, I don't give a flying fuck. If there's 2 million people in the park,
that's fair,
and we're making $100 million an hour, like I'm here for the dinosaurs.
I'm dinosaur man.
Aye.
Yeah.
I'm here to look after my dinos.
And I'll have like maximum 3 dicks.
I do quite like the sandbox mode for that reason.
Well, that's one I tried, the sandbox mode, so I didn't get any of the kind of
because then you can just like create an ecosystem and have fun with it, and it's pretty cool. And what I like as well is I got the Return to Jurassic Park, I think was the edition I got. So you can do it in like the old park style as well. So you can get the old style Jeeps.
So you get the original stuff.
Yeah, instead of the Jurassic World stuff with all the fucking gyrospheres and all that nonsense. Yeah. I like Jurassic Park. Fuck that Jurassic World.
Classics, man. Nah. Yeah, okay.
And it's really, I think I've played a couple hundred hours.
Fucking hell.
In the first game, and I've played about 80 or so hours in the second game. The second game's really good as well.
Is that just an add-on? Is that just like a DLC or is it actual
Jurassic World Evolution 2 is a full game.
So it's a full game itself?
Yeah, I did quite a lot of really cool stuff. There's a really good mode in the second game called Chaos Theory, where you go back and play like different parts of the series of films.
Right.
And you do things differently.
Definitely see how it turns out.
Yeah, so like in the first chapter of it, which is for me the only one that's really good, is Jurassic Park. Right. So you take over Jurassic Park just before it's due to open.
Right, okay.
And like basically fix it and say, right, how do we get this to a place where shit isn't going to hit the fan?
Yeah, people are going to die, essentially.
So you basically take over the park while John Hammond and that.
You don't just take over the park and start getting a fat guy?
Right, let's get something clear here, right? Dennis Nedry isn't he the villain of Jurassic Park? John Hammond is.
But he's a villain.
No, he's not.
He's a dickhead.
He's an antagonist, but he's not a villain.
I don't know, I'm going to disagree with that.
Right. He's guilty of probably opportunism, right? Yeah. He's an opportunist. He takes advantage of the fact that he can make money. However, he should have been paid properly for his labour in the first place.
Right, okay.
If John Hammond had
always comes back to social.
If John Hammond had spared no expense like he claimed, then nothing would ever have went wrong.
Are we clear like how much you got paid though?
Not enough.
Is that just that? Not enough.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodgson. Don't get cheap on me, Dodgson. That was Hammond's mistake. That is a quote for the film.
Right. Okay. So it is actually. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fair. Right. I still very much dislike him.
He's not a nice guy.
I enjoyed his demise.
He isn't a nice guy, but he's not the bad guy.
Right. Okay. Right.
Like he probably shouldn't have went about things the way he did. Because he
made a few mistakes.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
But what he did was as a consequence of John Hammond being a capitalist wanker.
Right, okay, right. So
he spared no expense except on his staff and safety. And everything else.
Safety was a huge thing for me. So he obviously should be billionaire or not. He's putting all this money into dinosaurs, and safety seemed like an afterthought.
Yeah,
mate, have you seen the teeth on him? That one's got 4 dicks.
It's like you realise, mate, that they call Tyrannosaurus Rex like the greatest predator.
That's it. Yeah,
it's like, why would we do this without proper safety protocols?
Yeah,
money.
Right,
They
that's
want to
fair.
save money.
Yeah, this is how Jurassic Park is actually very believable as a concept
Yeah.
of things going wrong.
Aye. The only
Yeah.
thing missing is that we can't cultivate the DNA properly, or else
Yeah.
it would have been done by now.
Jurassic Tesco, that's what I want to see. Just
Jurassic
everything going to
Tesco.
shit in Tesco because they'll pay people enough money, basically. They just go
Yeah.
daft and then obviously the staff start eating people. Don't know how that would work, but we could try it.
Yeah. Somebody should do like a reimagining where they all unionise and get
The
paid,
dinosaurs?
and get paid properly.
Right, okay.
No, the staff,
Oh,
like
that sounds
Nedry and all
funny.
that. Like
I want the
Nedry starts a
dinosaurs to
labour
unionise,
movement and they all unionise, and then everything works out fine.
Okay. I don't think that'd be as exciting a film, though.
That's probably true.
That is probably true.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about
It would
Jurassic
make
Park.
for a pretty good limited series, though.
It would, okay.
Because then you could do it like Succession style, you know, like it would be all about the kind of interpersonal office politics.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to see Jeff Goldblum lounge across a table injured.
Well, we could just have like a kind of Easter egg where he lounges across the table before getting a massage.
Okay,
you know, it's like, and it's like an alternate world of like, oh, like in this version of reality, Ian Malcolm gets to be sexy. No, he just gets to be sexy and lean over his table, like,
oh, is he crying?
For a massage instead of
right, okay.
fucked up.
Right, yeah, fair. Okay.
And Alan Grant and Laura Dern, her character, Dr. Sattler.
Dr. Sattler.
Yeah.
We say, oh, he doesn't remember. That's a fucking strike, John.
They're not a couple in the book anyway, so they should never have been a couple in the first place.
Okay.
And I get why they were a couple, but then they kind of like I'm going to stop here because otherwise I rant again about how them being split up at the start of Jurassic Park 3. All right, I guess I'm going to rant.
You're going to have a wee rant.
So at the start of Jurassic Park 3, Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler have split up because she wanted to get married and have Waynes and blah, blah, blah. It's something that is outlined in the first 5 minutes of meeting them in the first film, right? The entire journey of Alan Grant in the first Jurassic Park film is him.
I like Wayne's
because they give each other that look in the chopper right at the very end and say, "Yeah, let's start a family." Yeah.
And then he's
fuck these dinosaurs. These dinosaurs just almost killed us.
So then a couple of weeks later, he's went, you know what? No.
It's no acceptable. Like it's as if the people who made the third film had never watched the first one properly.
I mean, that's unsurprising.
The natural progression of these characters should be that they're now married and have children.
Yeah.
They've just artificially broken them up so they can go, oh, we need to like do this to get to there. And it's like they could easily have just been a married couple and ended up.
Fair, okay.
I'll go. I don't want you to go because it's too dangerous, but I need to go because of this. It's like, no, unacceptable. Jurassic Park 3 has a lot to answer for. And then the bastards go ahead in Jurassic World Dominion and undo that and go, right, we're going to put them back together. In the end, it's enraged me.
She's right, that didn't. Right. Like, do the math again, right? So in 6 weeks, I have to fuck back on this. Rage. Oh, you done it, big cap. Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Can't see it.
Can't see it. There we go.
Rage.
That's weird how you can't.
That is weird. What the fuck's going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Hold on, I'll put I think the brightness needs to go down. That's what it is.
No.
That's
it's when it's at an angle.
Rage.
Okay, good. Okay. What was all your bank codes and details not on it anyway? I think that's enough for the games, mate, because
I'm not finished, mate.
No, but I'm trying to shut down your rant because you just go off one.
You think I'm fucking done?
You think we fucking played a game? We're talking about games though.
Yeah. Jurassic World Evolution, the story is actually really good as you go through it as well, because obviously you get asked to do more and more progressively fucked up things.
Is that normally if you agree to do fucked up things, then you actually do other fucked?
No, in order to get through the story, there's certain things that you kind of have to do to get to the next. Like
right, yeah, fair.
Each park has its own different challenges. So like the first one is kind of like it's like a tutorial type place where it's like, right, let's teach you how to run the park.
Yeah, I've done that one.
Yeah, I did do that one. And then you go to the one where there's like a lot of tornadoes and stuff.
Because it teaches you how to put up the electricity. Aye.
So then you're like, oh, cool, right, okay. So now I'm going to learn how to run the park in a tropical setting.
Yeah.
Which comes with like its different challenges of like, so the animals get spooked by the weather and get damaged and stuff. Fair. So you have to make sure that you've got all your safety measures in place. Like if you don't have enough, if you don't have the right, the shelters and like the right places and that, then it can cause people to get killed if the dinosaurs get out because they've broken through a fence during a weather storm because they're spooked. And then you go and it's like bigger parks, and then you go back to Isla Nublar, where the original film
aye, yeah.
And so there's different, so it's It's good. It's good. The story is
Because that's
surprisingly
Isla,
good
that's
for,
the first one, and then there's the second part.
Isla Sorna was the Lost World.
Yeah, that's the Lost World.
Then I think Jurassic Park 3 was Isla Sorna again,
I think it did. They went back to the same
and
one.
then Jurassic World was Isla Nublar again.
I never watched Jurassic. I've stopped.
Jurassic World 1 is a decent movie. It's very much a popcorn film.
They
though.
they know quite shit to the dinosaurs.
They're always shit to the
Aye,
dinosaurs.
but
Nobody cares about
but like
dinosaurs in these
specifically,
films.
and
Yeah,
aye,
they're all kind of mere like your kind of moustache twirling baddie style capitalists rather than being,
I think that's
because
it.
like John Hammond, what makes John Hammond such a great character is that he's delusional. He thinks that he's
No, I think he's doing the right
doing the right thing.
Yeah, until the end of
Yeah.
the film, basically.
Aye.
So, aye. But again, they're probably the worst baddies because that's the
Mhm.
ones that think they're no baddies.
That's what makes them such That's what makes them such good baddies.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm confused at this point whether this is a podcast about Jurassic World evolution in the letter J, or just a. We should probably just do an entire episode or a series of episodes about Jurassic Park and then be done with it, because we've got so much. I've got so much to
Well,
say
you've got so much to
about
say, mate.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll leave it and just say that Jurassic World evolution is a very fun
Okay.
game. You can sink literally tens and tens of years into it without realizing. It is so fun.
Well, I find that many world building type thing. That's how I don't play them as much now because I lose time. So it's like I can't lose like 7 hours just playing a fucking schwill on them. It used to be like the Football Manager games. You play, you'd have a wee, I'll just have a wee tiny shot at it, and then
I
suddenly
started a new save of Football Manager 2024 like 8 days ago, and in 1 week before and up to last night, in 1 week I had played 4 days.
Fucking hell.
12 hours and 22 minutes worth.
Fucking hell.
So that's more than half of the week was spent with that one. A lot of that time the game was running and I was like napping or whatever.
John's had like these types of games running while we're doing the podcast. He's had them running on the laptop while we're doing the podcast.
This is usually for. I don't write notes about the show on this. I'm going to do that when I get finished.
Aye.
But yeah, like let's call it a night there, and we will plug our links, mate.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Facebook in various places. You can go to the Icebox Glasgow, which is just facebook.com/Icebox Glasgow. You can go to the Iceycast page, which is facebook.com/IceycastPod. You can also find NHC Music on Facebook, which I'm gradually building back up again. I say building up, I've started doing it again. Just sharing music. So if you're in a band or you're a musician, contact me with any gigs you've got coming up, any music that you've got coming out, any ideas you have for like stuff I can do.
Yeah, aye.
Because we've kind of abandoned it so long that it's like we don't really know what people want.
It's trying to boost the algorithm of the page again, essentially.
So the podcast as well is now available on all three pages. It's no live on YouTube because when it goes live on YouTube, nobody watches it.
YouTube's fucking strange. People watch stay on Facebook when they're on Facebook, essentially. Try to get them to go to a different link, a different channel.
It's like the Stephen King book.
Pretty much, aye. Once they're there, that's it.
Leave the dome.
Yeah.
Or the canary in the coal mine, like open the cage and they just stay in there.
Stay in there, mate.
Because they think that's all that
there
is. What was I talking about? Hi, Facebook. So Facebook for NHC Music is I think NHC Music Glasgow. But if that's no it, just search for NHC Music on
You'll find it. Facebook. Aye, yeah.
Patreon.com/Icebox Glasgow. Please do sign up to that. You can do it for £3 a month, and that helps us financially. Or you can do it for free if you can't afford it.
Yeah, there's a free option. That's all patrons now. If you're skin, we still want you to actually think that because it helps us to know how many people are actually on the Patreon and how many people are dedicated to listening to stuff. And especially now when there's going to be more video content and that going on. So if it's a cash issue, we don't care. Just log on to it and follow us on the Patreon. There will be exclusive stuff specifically for that for you on that as well. So,
subscribe to the Iceycast on both YouTube and Spotify. I think if you go to YouTube, it's youtube.com/@IceycastPod.
Yeah.
And on Spotify, just search Iceycast. And because you can get the audio version of Spotify.
Yeah, that's it.
Although the Spotify is kind of broken. I need to basically take everything off it and put it back on. Take it off, edit it, and then put it back on. And do it properly because for some reason, despite the fact that ahead of the April 1st launch of the audio version on Spotify, I put episode 1, episode 2,
you did
and so on. It's all out of order. So I don't know
Oh,
what the fuck they've done, but
that's just something that's happened on
aye.
their end. Then
So
that's
what I'm
exactly
probably
what
just
that is.
going to do is yank it all off and then
Yeah,
put them all back on like one day at a time, so
yeah,
it's
that's
all in
fair.
order.
That's fair.
Um, so yeah, that's basically I think it.
Cool.
Do join us next week where we are going to chat about the Amazon Prime Fallout show.
Yeah,
We're about to record that like right
yeah.
now as we finish up here. So we're gonna have a nice chat about that. We hope you'll join us and we hope that you enjoy it. Until then, bye bye.
Try to see me because I'm waving off camera.
Use your
Bye.
other horn.
Bye. No, no, it's too late, John. It's too late. Bye.
Bye.